evening YouTubers that have fallen asleep in front of the television watching something more exciting on YouTube, such as 10 ways to finger your belly button. Anyway, when I build models, I like to have some form of inspiration or source material that gets me brain going. Tanker Grad series of books are a great way of finding inspiration and a lot of background information and source images as well. Because there's lots of times where you build a kit and something, oh well actually they didn't really use them like that, and then you'll flick through here and find a photo of it and go, well actually they did, so up yours bitch. Anyway, this one is about Lionheart 84, which was an exercise in the 80s. Well, it was two exercises. It was spear point and full flow. So in 1984, there was a massive multinational exercise in Germany where they deployed 130,000 combat troops from Britain to Germany for an exercise. That's 130,000. I think the current British Army is about 80,000, so that just puts it into context. But massive exercise, lots of fun back in the 80s when the British Army was an army and not just a self-defence force. Loads of cool kit on show. Chieftain, this Chieftain here is having, just move that out of the way. That Chieftain's having quite a bad day. Lots of cool kit on show, but what really inspired me this is there's a couple of photos of the American Bradleys being used. If I can find the photo quickly that inspired me, so here we are. So that is what inspired me to build Tammy's Bradley kit. Loads of cool stuff. Anyway, that inspired me to build Tammy's Bradley kit, which is that one, which is your bog standard basic, very, very early, still the amphibious version of the Bradley infantry fighting vehicles. The infantry fighting vehicles were a bit like an armoured personnel carrier, but they wanted to be able to fight their way in and out. Room in the back for some fighty blokes to squeeze themselves into. Got 25mm chain gun. Chain guns, people get chain guns and Gatling guns mixed up a lot. So if you Google chain gun, I'd imagine it's going to show you a Gatling gun. So a Gatling gun is a multi-barrel spinning Terminator 2, trust me, sort of thing. And a chain gun is literally, it's powered by a bike chain and a cog. Most guns when they fire, so you have, I'll use my son's nurse bullet as an example. Most guns when they fire, you have the case and the pointy bit at the end, just to simple it down. Firing pin hits the primer, little explosion sets off a big explosion, bullet goes out the end and does, I don't know, just ruins somebody's day. When this goes this way, this is projected backwards, which pushes the breech back. Another round is then fed in a handgun anyway. Quick fire weapons, that's how it works. But the chain gun, this is pulled outwards with the chain. So after this is fired, it's ejected out the back, whether it's gone off or not. So if you have a misfire, the chain drags it out the back, which means you can have quite a rapid fire cannon to ruin people's day. 25mm chain gun, coaxial machine gun, and a missile system as well, which is a wire guided, optically guided day ruiner fitted into an armoured box on the side. These were used extensively during the 80s in this sort of format, and they came in two versions. You have your standard infantry fighting vehicle version, which is that one, which is Tammy's very early one, and then they released this one, which is the cavalry fighting vehicle, which has an interior to it, and it also allows the crew to fight from inside the vehicle without getting out. One version, I always get them mixed up one version had a crew of 3 with 2 scouts in the back and lots and lots and lots of ammunition to just basically drive around ruining people's day, and the other one had fighty blokes in the back. This one has an interior to it. I'll put some photos up because I probably won't be able to show you very well that all the crap falling off, but in the back, yeah, all the cops can fall off, but yeah, I'll put some photos on. It's got quite a nice interior to it. It's quite detailed for its age. I built these two to look as if they're on Lionheart 84 in the 80s. I then fell down a bit of a Bradley rabbit hole and ended up building a much later version, which is the Kosovo or K4 variant. Again, I'll put a picture up of this so you can see it better, because all you can really see on my videos is top-down view. It's never really looked very good. But again, I fell down a bit of a K4 rabbit hole. So in Kosovo, it was a newly recognised country in 1999, I think it was. Used to be Yugoslavia, which is a very large country, and it was a former Soviet socialist sort of buddy. They all fell out with each other, split into lots of other countries, and then they all started killing each other. Because it was Muslims versus Christians, Muslims versus Muslims, Christians versus Christians, and yeah. People kept killing each other. The UN said, if you don't stop killing each other, we're going to write you a strongly worded letter. And eventually NATO got pissed off and sent a multinational force called K4 in. It was I4 and O4, but we'll gloss over that for now, because I like K4. Sent Kosovo force in to basically stop them from killing each other. The British sent quite a lot of kit out there, Challenger 1s. The Americans sent Abrams and Warriors. But this is the sort of version of Bradley that went out to Ukraine as well to fight the pesky Russians, because their 3-day special military operation is now into its 3rd year. So yes, Uncle Putin, if you are watching, please don't gas me and my family. But anyway, this is the much upgraded version of it. It does build into quite a nice kit. It's basically the same as the older ones, with an extra sprue for the upper armouring and stuff that goes on it. Quite a nice, easy, simple kit to make. I really enjoy them. You can build them over a weekend. They are quite nice. Again, I've used my partner's sweeping brush for the aerials. But yeah, that's those. These tanker guide books, there are loads. I don't know if it gives you a full list in here, it doesn't now, but there's absolutely loads on. They're either on a particular vehicle, a time, or an exercise, or an army unit. So you might get Royal Engineers of the 60s, 70s and 80s, or you might get Challenger, Chiefs and that kind of thing. They are good. The only thing about them is they're half in German. And math German is not all that good. But it's a good way of learning German, because you can just work it out. One thing that I found a bit disappointing is when it's advertised as having 60 odd pages. You haven't really got 60 pages, because half of it's in British, half of it's in German. But it's still a good book anyway. And it's very, very good for reference photos, because whenever I build armour and stuff, I cover it in loads of crap. And you always get modelers going, oh, well, they never actually look like that. Well, clearly they did, Uncle Nobed. They're always covered in crap. Some cracking bits of kit. Tracked rapier, Gepard, Saxon battle bus, Vulcan M113, Harriers. Ooh, look at that Harrier. One of the first kits I built was a Harrier. Rather suspicious looking bulldozer in the back of the lorry. Bradley's. Yeah, that's bad. Just a short little video, so like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm not your dad.